Hi guys. So my video tonight is going to be about the debate that's been going on our page for a long time, and some of the guys had a bit of a tiff about it today. So I thought let me just deal with it now, and I hope this helps somebody, like I always say, but just maybe to share my perspective on how to approach the issue. Today there was a bit of a duck in a pool regarding the Really Great Teaching Company. So they offer approximately $5 an hour. Okay, so we all know that $5 an hour really isn't the best rate in the world. But there are many teachers that are willing to work for that because they simply don't have an option. I do believe at some stage in the future, especially when many of the current online teachers return to teaching in class, this I cannot confirm or prove to be true. This is just what I hope and suspect might happen. We hope that the rates will go up then, because the supply will be less than the demand. And in the past it wasn't unusual for South Africans to get paid between $8 and $10. Right, but let's not get distracted and let's stick to the issue. The issue here was that a lot of people got upset and complained about the post on our page. I don't really see why we shouldn't allow the Really Great Teaching Company to post ads on our page. I promote freedom of speech. This is not a country where we limit markets. We live in a free market system, and they're fully entitled to do it. But let's look at why a lot of people were upset. Okay, so you would get two classes of people being upset about the rate. First of all, some teachers might be upset simply because it's a very low hourly rate. Okay, justifiably so as well. And they might think that South African teachers or any non-native teachers are being exploited. It's really hard to argue against that. And I'm really trying my best to play devil's advocate right now. It is really difficult to motivate yourself to sit in front of a computer and teach an hour-long class knowing that you won't even get paid 80 Rand for that hour. I've done it, but it is really difficult. It is really difficult. So even if you work 10 hours in one day, you'll only be earning like 600 Rand. And that's 10 hours. So that is a very low rate. So you would get one class of teachers that would be upset about that. Not just teachers, just anybody who reads the post. And we have people on our page who are not teachers, but they might be interested in what online teachers do, and some of them are actually quite shocked when they look at the rates. Then you get another class of teachers, and I might actually fall within that class. That doesn't make me very objective, does it? They're not upset about the $5 an hour per se. They are upset by the fact that this company requires you to have a bachelor's degree minimum and work for $5 an hour. That I do have a problem with, and I'll tell you why. It costs a lot of time and money to get a degree. Look at Anthony, for example. They offer exactly the same rate, but they don't offer a degree. They don't require a degree. So much less people complain sometimes about their $5 an hour rate, but significantly less teachers complain about Anthony because they don't have such rigid requirements, and you also get really good hours with them. The teacher support is relatively good. I am not going to give them too much mileage. They do have some administrative issues that can become really annoying at times. So let's assume, what do we know about the Really Great Teaching Company? We do know that they work with South Africans and that they offer South Africans work. That is one thing we should all be grateful for, because I know one or two Chinese companies have lately been I would say, targeting South Africans because we have a relatively neutral accent. That is okay. Also, again, it depends. But we have our accents are really easy to understand, no matter where the student is from. And many of our teachers are competent, and at times we've built up a really bad reputation with some companies, and with other companies we've built a really good reputation. So I see a lot of them have been targeting South Africans at the moment, and they've been offering. I'm making a video later this week with Hanali again about companies who are currently hiring, and we will do reviews on all of these companies, and we will attach links and everything. But this is not the purpose of this video. With this video, I wanted to say that you can comment. I am not going to delete your comment. I don't want our page to run like this. If people are unhappy about some service or job that's being offered, they should be given the opportunity to raise their objections. Even if they have an objection to any of the videos that I post, they should be they're more than welcome in any event to make any negative comment they want, as long as it's not religiously offensive or racist. So I read the comments, and I do sympathize with some of the people who make negative comments about this company. You can't require, or you can't set such high requirements for teachers and then offer them an unschooled salary. Now that sounds incredibly pretentious or arrogant, but I know what it took me to do my LLB, and I know what I put my parents through to pay for that. And now somebody wants to tell me you've gone through all of that hell and all of those expenses, and you only want to offer me $5 an hour for my hard work. For the teachers out there who did not have the opportunity to get a degree, I'm standing up for them as well. And you'll see now when I get to my point why I'm actually defending you as well. Because if this company really wants good teachers at a rate of $5 an hour, then they should really consider employing many competent teachers that we have on our page, which don't have degrees and they're just as capable of being really good at teaching these kids, sometimes much better than the teachers who have degrees. For example, mine is a law degree, and it really has very little to do with teaching. I did teach law for a long time afterwards, but then again, teaching law and teaching English, two different things entirely. So yes, it is a little bit annoying to some people, and they're fully entitled to express their dismay with that, to require a tertiary education, and then it's insulting. Sorry, but I'm going to say it. It is insulting to offer somebody $5 an hour if they have to spend 3 years of their life acquiring a tertiary education. In fact, now I'm going to stand up for the teachers who don't have degrees. It is mildly insulting for anybody who has a TFL and teaching experience. Look, if you're a TFL teacher and you have no experience and somebody offers you $5 an hour, then I really can't help you. Then my advice to you would be is take it and do it for 6 months, like many of us had to. Many teachers who have degrees had to do it to get the experience. But it definitely is an insult to any teacher who has experience and not a degree but a TFL. You can't really make a good living off $5 an hour, and there is an income cap. And this lady said that, the really great teaching company does offer you a lot of hours, but what do you get in return for those hours? So, yes, I always promote free speech on our page, like I said, within limits. I'm certainly not going to unduly criticize this company. With this video, I'm simply pointing out that no company, whether they're South African, Chinese, it doesn't matter where they're from, no company can offer you $5 an hour and then expect you to be a graduate from a university. And what does a bachelor's cost now? Okay, I know my LLB was 4 years, but an average BA degree is 3 years. Okay, so and I see these days they've changed the LLB back to 5 years now as well. So, but let's just go for a normal baccalaureus atrium, which is 3 years. Let's say you pay 20,000 Rand a year on academic costs. That's not textbooks, nothing, that's 60,000 Rand just on academic costs. If you're going to include textbooks and so on, it's going to go well over 100,000 Rand. For what? $5 an hour. So the Really Great Teaching Company is more than welcome to post on our page, because I don't want any teacher to be deprived of an opportunity to get a job. And I know that some of our teachers are barely scraping a living, and some people will do it. But if you're going to post, don't turn off the comment sections. So that if you're going to turn off the comment sections and don't allow the members on my page and the teachers who follow our page to make their comments, then I'm going to delete your post. So any company can advertise on our page as long as they pay our teachers when they agree to pay them, as long as they treat them with respect and without any unnecessary discrimination or do something bad to them, they can post. But don't post and then close the comment section, because then I'm going to remove your ad completely, because that is terribly unfair. I know that South Africans are being exploited all the time, which is why I started my blog in the first place, to try and alleviate this exploitation. So I invite any or all of these companies to advertise, because I want my teachers on this page to get as much exposure as possible. With the next video, me and Hanali are going to we are going to introduce you to a whole new idea of not only running to Chinese companies, but I'll leave that for the next video with Hanali. But if you're going to advertise and block the comment section, I will delete your ad immediately. My teachers on my page, I am not one of those admin people where if they say something I don't like, or that you don't like, then you can just block them or remove them. It doesn't work that way. This is an open forum, and people are entitled to discuss their opinions. And nothing that anybody said over there was particularly unreasonable. So if 30 people want to complain about the hourly rate, then 30 people should be entitled to complain about the hourly rate. And that's it. I know teachers who I work with, do mentoring with, train, who earn less than $5 an hour. But for goodness sake, these companies don't place incredibly high demands on them, and they give them the same sort of service and teacher support. I still think it is horrible and it's difficult, but again, advertise if you want to, but don't block my teachers from commenting. I will not allow that. And if you are a Safa watching this video, please keep in mind that the only reason why I'm doing this is to try to get somebody who will fight back against the stream. Okay, because everybody is just going with it. Everybody is just allowing these companies to set the rates and to exploit us. So because I don't earn a single cent of money from any Chinese company or South African company, I say what you are not allowed to, or what you are too scared of saying. And I do it proudly, and I will continue doing it gladly for you. But guys, as hard as the times are, do not let these people undervaluate you. Okay, we are all human beings, and we are all entitled to a certain amount of dignity and respect, and to get paid $4. I spoke to a lady the other day. She told me she got paid $2.8 an hour from Native Camp. They're blocked. They will not advertise on our page. I mean, that's more than exploitation. That is modern day slavery. I think it's against the law for any company in South Africa to offer $2.8 an hour. That is way below even South Africa's modest minimum salary. So anyway, I hope this video helps somebody. Again, do not be too concerned. There are many jobs out there that pay more than $5 an hour and don't require a degree. Now let me just give you a tip. Like I said, me and Hanley will make a video with current companies, and I've been applying to them again all the time. I'm applying to all. Sorry, I looked very camped now. I apologize. I apply to these companies and go through the application process and even work for them for a month sometimes just to give you feedback. Like Wayung, like never work for them. And if you see a guy called Benju XU, like never work for him. He will rob you, and that's why we do it. I know Hanali does the same thing as well, which is why I like working with her. We literally sit for hours, apply to jobs, do interviews, and work for a company for a month, and then resign so that we can go to you and tell you what it's like. Look at Bijin, for example. Look at them. They don't require a degree. They give you pretty decent classes. The platform is really easy to use. They offer $6 an hour. The staff on the group chats, they're really friendly and polite. They don't have extremely high expectations of your processor and internet speed. Apply to them any day. Listen, I will back them up. I'll tell you why. Because I resigned intentionally before I got paid to see if I would get paid. And you know what happened, and this is why I, despite the fact that I didn't resign because I had a problem with them, I resigned because, like I said, that was a test run. But anyway, that lady had to remind me. She actually contacted me on Skype and said, "Alvin, did you get your money? You know, because we paid the money over, but I'm so concerned whether you got your money or not." That's almost 2 weeks after I resigned. Companies like that, those are good companies. These are the companies I want our teachers to work for, because you can rely on them. And I mean, again, I don't work for any of these companies, and I don't get a cent for saying anything good or bad about them. The only thing I might consider doing in the future is teacher training, but at the moment, every single thing I do on our page is for one purpose, and that is to promote my blog so that teachers in South Africa don't get exploited anymore, so that there is somebody that takes them on and doesn't care. And remember, many of these companies come from countries where you don't have a free market system and where you're not entitled to free speech. Well, fortunately for us, where we live, we are entitled to all of those individual rights and freedoms. With regards to my topic of discussion tonight, I'm not saying you shouldn't apply to these companies. The really great teaching company, apply to them. I've heard, this is what I know about them, that they give you a lot of hours. That is true. But if they want to advertise on our page again, don't block your comment section. If our teachers have a problem with you, it is to the benefit of everybody else to find out what the problem is. If it's a legitimate one, we can take it into account. If it's not a legitimate one, then a different story. But okay, have a good night, guys, and I hope this helps somebody. I will try to make a video soon as well about which companies to be careful of, how to spot scams, and how to be careful of companies that won't pay you, okay, and how to spot corrupt recruiters, because there are many of them out there. Okay, have a good night, guys. I wish you all the best.